Hello everybody, welcome back to World of Warship Blitz, and this time we are in the Tier 5 British premium cruiser, the Exeter. So this was unexpected. There were two ships arrived in the same mail, and it was the Enterprise and the Exeter. So I've got the Enterprise out, and I think I'm recovered enough that I might give it another try in maybe a day or two, but it is fairly traumatic handling all those planes. But here is the Tier 5 Exeter, and I have to say I was pretty excited initially. So anyway, what we'll do is I'll have to do a separate video that will go through the stats of the Exeter, but in summary, if you want my really quick version of it, it is very much the Tier 5 Aoba. So it has 8-inch slow firing heavy guns. It has 2 turrets in the front, 1 turret in the rear. It has good torpedoes with better firing angles than the Aoba for certain, but still not quite the same range. It has a smoke, and as you can see, it turns slowly. Now, the one thing this doesn't have a problem with is acceleration. And to be fair, if you're not paying attention, this thing can really get away on you, because that acceleration just feels superb. Now, I'd need to check the stats, and maybe that's just by piloting skills, I don't know, but it just feels like it pulls away and it slows really quickly, so it's very responsive on the acceleration. However, that's forward and backwards movement. Side to side movement, it is not at all responsive, and it feels more like a Russian cruiser. The guns are reasonably powerful, but not overly so. So here I am, I'm spending a lot of time firing HE. Like the British HE doesn't have a big difference between the AP and the HE damage, and at least HE always does damage at range. As you can see, it's attracting a fair bit of attention here. I didn't find it particularly resilient either, and by that I'd mean every now and again I'd look over at the health bar on the right and wonder where it had gone. So now in saying that, I am a fan of the Tier 5 Emerald. Now obviously it takes a lot of a special focus to get used to the Emerald and to deal with it properly, but still I can handle it. This just feels a little bit more sluggish than the Emerald does, which makes it a little bit more of an interesting beast. So here you go, see, I can, I'm taking on the Congo. I've faked out the torpedoes from that Furitaka. I'm going to wait for him to come out from behind the island, although yeah, he's really quite far off. So he's got a good low level of health that I could probably handle, but looking at this side of the map, there's 2 battleships and a couple of destroyers against, well, just 2 battleships now. So whatever's off to the south is probably, I need to be concerned about the cap. So there's a carrier accounted for. You can see where the planes are going. 2 battleships are accounted for, but that leaves a destroyer and 2 battleships out there unaccounted for, which is not a good place to be. We've lost a Mitsuki. That's not handy either. Here come the bombers and the torpedo bombers. Or no, the bombers. Torpedo bombers will be not far behind. And there we go. We found ourselves our Izakazi. We've only got 1 torpedo tube launcher per side. All right. Well, okay then, it may not be particularly, oh yeah, that's the plane torpedoes. As you can see, I'm looking over at the health bar and it's half gone already. What happened to that? We're going to have to try and, oh yeah, we've got a fire started, don't want that. And if I can just land enough shells on this guy. Those are 8-inch shells, HE at close range. What's going on, people? Anyway, I haven't got, that should do the trick. And then head away. Oh, it's a battleship. Yeah, okay then. Oh, got to keep the turn up with the torpedo bombers. which sort of mitigated the damage of 2 of them. And yeah, so we're just basically just trying to stay alive and not give away points, because this game is going to be won on points. No one's stealing anybody's cap, or at least we're not stealing the opposition cap in 1 minute and 3 seconds. Although that carrier might regret coming forward. That's an interesting situation, because our destroyer could have capped or gone for the carrier. He's decided to go for the carrier, which is the wrong choice, really. To be fair, look at those torpedoes. This is a tier Zuho, which is a tier 5 carrier, I think. I'd have to... but anyway, it can put on a fair turn of speed, and yeah, if you're trying to pursuit torpedo something, you get a lot of misses. So the carrier isn't really too worried about the destroyer, he's more worried about me. There's not a lot of time left in the game. I'm trying to not get hammered by the battleship, but by punishing the aircraft carrier without letting him get out of range. Okay, we're going to get 1 chance left, and the carrier does the turn, and I missed the shot. But still, yeah. Right, but a win is a win. So that is the Exeter. So now I'm going to have to say, I'm not going to write it off completely. I'm going to put it in the same camp as some other tier 5 ships like the Okhotnik and the Krasen Krim, which are ships that, yeah, ships come with challenge for advanced players. How's a better way of putting it? So there's the Exeter, low scoring match all round, which is good because I've never scored a particularly high score in the Exeter. It just hasn't got the DP, it hasn't got that damage potential. 50 main battery hits, 1 torpedo hit, 1 enemy sunk. A sort of fairly ordinary game. Anyway, there's the Exeter. Thanks for watching.